Hello there, this Anonymous Oracle here with a pop-in collective message. I hope you guys are doing well. This is going to be a collective reading, so this reading may or may not resonate with you. It is not time-specific or sign-specific, so please take the messages that apply and simply leave the rest. The energy here is very weird, and I couldn't pick a deck to save my life. I'm gonna take these out because they're clicking and clinging in my ear. I don't know, guys. This energy is very, very weird. And I said, let me just find a deck. I haven't used this deck in ages. I haven't. Some of the photos aren't that modest, so I might cover it here and there, but I don't know. I had to go through, and I have a lot of decks, y'all. I was like, why does not a single tarot deck feel right? There's something here in this one that I need to see to kind of piece this together. I have no idea what's going to come out. It just feels weird. But we'll see. This is definitely either a love reading or a low vibrational love reading. Okay. In the pre-shuffle, I saw the 10 of Swords, which is like an ending. And I saw the Queen of Swords in the reverse, which is someone who's very angry about it or just like spiteful or vindictive. Definitely not everybody's reading, but someone here is really not happy with the circumstances of a situation. We'll see who wants to come through. I'm quite curious because this is weird. It just feels very weird here. It feels very, very, very strange. Okay. Overall energy at the bottom of the deck. That card was left behind. We'll see why. We have the Hermit. And the Two of Pentacles. Someone is drawn to a situation. They're very reflective on it. Very somber energy here. This feels like a masculine. Okay. So someone here is in isolation right now, and there's a situation that they have doubts about approaching. The same way this is someone who doesn't know whether or not they should approach this person. This combination almost reminds me of, there's a character where she wears green and she has red hair. Isn't that like Ivy or something like that? She's wearing a green dress and she has red hair. It kind of stood out to me. We're going to see. I'm going to put this one right back and start shuffling. The Hermit. Even in this card, this is someone who's very reflective, but they're thinking about what a person could be doing with someone else. And that's probably where the problem starts. Okay? Because it's like, this is somebody just sitting here in a cave, but there are two people here having a good time, and it's like, this is bothering somebody. Three of Wands. Expectation. I'm also hearing the word waiting game. Three of Swords. I'm telling you. This Three of Swords has everything to do with third-party narratives. I have 2 threes and I have the Goat Man at the bottom. It's like it's bothering somebody. They're just imagining an individual that they've dealt with dealing with someone else, and it's a very bad place to be. All right, that's all I'm seeing in these cards. I also feel a person here who they know of divination. So they could have used divination to figure this out. It's almost like they can anticipate that they're going to get heartbroken before anything really happens or goes down, or this is just their imagination, but it's kind of like they're expecting this. Well, in reality, right? When you break up with somebody, all right, the odds are likely that this person will eventually move on, whether in 3 months, 3 years. It happens, okay? But this person isn't dealing with it very well at all. At all. There's a lack of acceptance here. There's a lack of letting go. And this is all somebody is fixated on. The goat man can allude to obsession, addictions. They're addicted to somebody, or they're addicted to dealing with someone, and they're having a very hard time imagining someone else being nice to a new person. Even in this image, there's somebody here who's playing a harp, almost serenading another person, and I see somebody in the background eavesdropping. Do you see that? Someone here is playing a harp, but there's a person in the background eavesdropping. And it's like, that's the weirdness that I feel. It's very, yeah, this is not a good place to be in, y'all. If you just broke up with somebody, don't do this to yourself. Don't do this to yourself. Someone is also obsessed with another person's looks. I don't know why, but that's kind of coming through here. We have the Two of Swords. 9 of Swords. It's almost like they don't want somebody to make a decision. They don't want somebody to make a choice. There's always a third hovering energy here. I'm even seeing a raven in the background. So there could be, like, people call them monitoring spirits, where it's like a person who's just hovering around to gather information. So there's somebody here who could be going through a person's social media looking for clues. Like, I don't know why. There's obviously more going on in the image, but I'm looking at this bird. It's like, yo, this is really, really creepy. And my body just took chills. I don't know if this person, whoever is in this state of being worried about someone else moving on, they have resources, and I don't know what kind of resources, but it's like, I keep seeing flattery in these cards. It's like someone flattering another person. First it was the harp, now it's a rose, right? I'm just feeling this thing, looking, watching, waiting. And the same thing is happening in this card. There's a cat in this card of the 9 swords. It's like there's this weird hovering ability this person has that I just can't put my finger on. It's like, oh, first you're a cat, here you're a raven, and it's the same energy because they're all wearing black. The cat is black, the raven's black, this person's black. That's why I needed this deck, because the specifics that are being pointed out, these candles are black too, might I add. It's making me a little uncomfortable. You see these candles are black. This person's wearing black. Then I see this raven in the background, and I'm seeing this cat down here. And notice how the cat, its tail is coiled around the man's leg. Okay? It's like there's it's almost like somebody doesn't really leave a person. This could even be in spirit, like, now obviously I'm not assuming this is someone who has passed on, but it's kind of like, it reminds me of that energy when a person could have passed on, but their energy lingers. Yeah, if this is, for example, a widower and his passed on wife is still lingering around, yeah, it's not going to be easy for him to move on in his dating life if that energy is still very attached to him. And I'm not saying this is the case. I'm just comparing to how clingy it is. And I felt a very clingy energy in my dream last night, and that's why I couldn't put my finger on it, but it was very clingy, and I wasn't reciprocating that clinginess. So it was literally like I'm lying somewhere and this person comes and puts their arm over me, and I'm just like, who the hell are you? What are you doing here? And the words that kept coming to me was clingy, clingy, clingy. There's a very clingy energy here, to a point where it's like, I'll be danged if you move forward to someone else. And this person could be alive and well somewhere, but because their presence is so thick, it's always a third energy in the room. There's this movie called Behind Her Eyes. Oh, whoa. Okay, yeah, that's heavy confirmation for me. Heavy confirmation. This is not everybody's reading. But that movie was symbolic for astral traveling. And that's why it's like, how are you in every room that these two are in? How? Behind Her Eyes in that movie as well. This woman, right? She was hovering and she was looking at what her husband was doing at work. She was looking at what her husband was doing, dealing with this other woman at his work. Like, she was always there, and the man couldn't figure out, how do you know as much as you know? It's like she could tell him, for example, what he had for lunch at work, not having been physically at the job site, but hovering spiritually. This is a very creepy energy. I'm not gonna front. It's like, how do you do this? How do you know these things? And the thing is, you have some gifted people, right, who use their gifts for good. This is not one of those people. All right. And it's like, can you imagine being in a relationship with someone like that, and then you break up for whatever reason? This is someone who refuses to part with that person. Always eavesdropping, always nosying in their business. And obviously this is on a spiritual level, but this takes many forms in the physical world, okay? It's like cloning a phone. What are you looking at on your phone? I need to know who you're texting at all times. It's very codependent and clingy and attached and unhealthy, okay? This is a very unhealthy individual. It's like they're always on alert. They always need to know. We have the 10 of Cups. It kind of struggled. It's like this person is always extending themselves, but the individual they're extending themselves to has turned their back on them. It's almost like this person's interests have gone elsewhere. I'm hearing we all want what we can't have. Because in the image, I see this woman like extending a fruit to him. This person could have been giving them things, gifts, food, to kind of continue to exchange with them. But I'm seeing this masculine turning their back here, and it came out crooked. This is this person's dream, is to give and receive with them till the end of time, in this lifetime and the next. This is a karmic soulmate, okay? Cellmate, as they like to call it. But in the 9 of Cups, which is the card behind it is like, the power that came off the card behind it is ridiculous. I'm seeing the masculine clinging on to someone else, okay? It's kind of weird. It's like in this image, this person is extending themselves. In this image, this masculine is clinging on to someone else. And I heard we all want what we can't have. Behind it is the Death card. I feel like there's someone here who tried to end a person's desires. So it's like, let's say your desires were, I don't know, jelly donuts. This person tried to end this person's desires for jelly donuts. Tell me how they tried to do that. I have no clue, but that's immediately the message I got. It's like, oh, you want this person? I'm going to try to end your desires for this person. Yeah, how do you go into somebody and take away a desire from their heart? I don't think that's possible, right? I don't. Someone here grew feelings, or their excitement for something else is elsewhere. And that's what this person has a problem with, because once upon a time you were giving and receiving with me. It's not the most pleasant energy. I'm not going to front y'all. Another chaotic card. 4 of Wands coming up crooked. Yes, it's like someone here wants to sabotage a relationship. But to me, it's like the 3 comes to the 4. I don't think this relationship exists yet. Like, that's what it feels like. The 3 of Wands is very like expecting a ship to come in. Anticipation. The 4 of Wands came up fumble. This is someone who either wants to sabotage an existing reunion, or they don't want to see it come to pass. With the Knight of Pentacles, that's this person making an individual an offer. You see how this masculine's on a horse? It's like, this is the intention for the 4 of Wands to come to pass. This could even be quite a stable offer, okay? It's like someone doesn't want to see that happen. 10 of Cups, 4 of Wands are like long-term relationship energies. It's like family, marriage, right? 10 of Cups is big on family, long-term emotional fulfillment, a dream, as they say. 4 of Wands is big on reunions, exclusive relationships, monogamy, marriage. This is nothing. Both these cards came up funny. It's like this person doesn't want to see this come to pass. I'm telling you. With the Magician to the Temperance, there's a lot of energy work being done here. Even sexual energy work. I have the Magician, the Temperance Angel. You see how this chick mixing up things? It's like, okay, it looks like a chemistry lab, for crying out loud. And this is here, this is the Magician. It's a whole ass altar, guys. It's like, this could be a man or a woman, all right? Because in here, this looks like a man at an altar. Here, this is a woman. So you can't assume women are the only one that do these kind of things. I see 2 genders here. And they're both doing something funny. The Knight of Wands tells with the Star. I'm telling you, these are people putting intentions out. People putting intentions out for a person to want to give and receive with them and them alone. And I find that very strange and selfish and bizarre, really. It's like they don't want to see this. They're pulling cards on this, or what did I say about divination? That's why the 3 of Wands is, I can expect it to happen, because that's what the fortune teller said. Okay, I have gone to a psychic for insight. Yes. With RIP in the reverse, it says, I can't believe this is truly over. There's so much denial in this card being in the reverse. It's like, I don't accept an ending. What did I say about, like, you know, when I'm just like stumbling over my words. It's a very specific example. Okay. But I know what it feels like. And I don't like bringing like personal things into things. But my father had a hard time because he was married to my mom. And when my dad died, he was only 50 years old. And he saw his life, like, with us just go poof. Yeah, I don't know a lot about like ghosts and things like that, but my dad's presence definitely lingered for at least 2 years strongly before it like started dissipating. And my mom's love life was non-existent for like at least 4 or 5 years. And I feel like that had a lot to do with it. There was a point in time where I was like, you know, I don't know how old I was. It was like, I said something like, oh, it would be great for you to like get out there again. My little brother like punched me in the boob because he was so mad that I said that. But it didn't feel like my little brother. It felt like another energy had overtaken him. And I remember when I was working out with her and the gym instructor was talking to my mom. My mom was laughing. I was just happy to see her laughing as much as she was. I felt an unbelievable level of like heartbreak, a little bit of jealousy mixed in there. And I was like, where did that come from? It was my father's presence. So this person I feel is alive, but it's comparable to that. Do you kind of get what I mean? It's kind of like the acceptance hasn't kicked in for that energy to a point where it hovers. This is someone who just does not want this to be done, but it's as done as when this is dead, done, and gone. It has passed on. You can't come back from the dead, right? It's like it's comparable. Do you understand? Yes. It was crazy. Like that's just a few, guys, of the instances that really cracked me open to the fact that the physical realm is just one of many. And it's like, since then, my dad has definitely passed on, and his energy like just comes as a divine messenger to help us out with things in the real world, in our dreams, for example. But his presence isn't loud like it was the first 2 years. Because when you're used to somebody, you know, they were married for like 20 years, would have been 32 if he was still around. So that kind of attachment is hard to let go of. I don't know if this is someone who has been in something as long, but to me, this feels like it's been going on for lifetimes, because this is someone who has this energy is, I feel, dark. So it's not one that can move on like my dad did eventually. It's not one that wants to let go or feels like they should, right? It's like, if you love someone enough, you'll let them go. It's not about what you want to have come to pass. It's about them as well. It has to be a mutual desire. One of the partners, whether the man or the woman, has another desire. They've tried to end that desire. They've tried to switch their desires. It's something that they can't control. But I feel this person has done so much where all of that energy has ricocheted back onto them. And it's not looking pretty, because they're in la la land and in denial of what really happened here. It is done. This person does not want to be with them. And I'm just getting this strong energy, and they never will be again. Like, if they have something to say about it, but this is someone who is repeatedly trying to resurrect something that is dead, done, and gone. Okay. Yeah. This person has done all kinds of things. I feel it so strongly. It's not even okay. They're not on speaking terms, and I feel this is someone who's in a pretty dark place. It says we're not on speaking terms, and this is someone who is struggling with their depression. That's why all this black is here. Every time, like, the energy kicks up, my stomach turns. This is someone who got their way with lust a lot, and I'm sorry, I'll be the first to tell you that that's not going to keep anybody. It doesn't matter how phenomenal you are, right? Lust, this is someone who has an appetite for lust, and it reads very like it attaches through lust, okay? That's why it's very important who you share your sexual energy with, because this is not one to be attached to. With it saying, I have an insatiable appetite for lust, this person is in the lower regions. That's where they vibe, okay? So this is how they usually, I feel, got to kick the energy back up again to get the cycle renewed with this person, is by moving through their sexual energy, or harnessing stuff with that energy. It's really weird. This person is disconnected from their emotions. And I feel like the reason why, and I feel strongly because the Four of Wands and the Ten of Cups are quite strong cards, the reason why this lust isn't working anymore is because I feel this other person started growing genuine, heartfelt feelings for someone else. It has become love. That's what I feel. So it's like love triumphs lust 10 out of 10 each time. So it's like, what do you think is going to happen here when someone doesn't crave this anymore because the love is more potent, right? This is really a story of like love wins the day, but I don't like the lingering obsession and the lack of denial with this person who's disconnected from their heart. So this is not somebody who loves them, right? It's like, my parents loved each other. This is not love. This was built on a lot of lust and a lot of divination, if I can be very honest, is what this reads like. This person, I can't make it up. This person has since experienced certain things that backfired on them. They're struggling financially. I feel like I'm just keep seeing the lower chakras, which is like sacral and the root chakra. This person is experiencing stuff in their sense of security and stability as a whole. This card literally says, I use my sex appeal to my advantage. It's in the reverse. It's no longer an advantage. I feel this person has been cut off from being able to use this and abuse this. I'm hearing abuse this power the way they have for so long. This person is struggling financially right now. Okay, it says, I'm suffering from financial problems because they've since been cut off from doing this. And where you can throw the hocus pocus away and out of the equation, this is somebody who probably used their attractiveness or their lust, that power to dominate other people for favors and financial gain. And now it's not working. Like, I don't know why, but it's like the divine is like, this switch happened. It no longer works. So you can't use all of these attributes or, I don't know, allure to get your pockets filled. It's kind of strange like that, but it reads like somebody who uses lust to get their pockets filled. And because this energy has since been cut off, it's not only not working on this prime victim of theirs, it's not working in general. This person creeps me out. Yeah, this is why. What did I say that made me so unsettled about seeing certain things stick out in the deck? Is like that raven, that cat, that this, like it's a stalkerish energy. It literally says, my stalking abilities surprise me. I am that good. I believe it, because it's kind of like somebody feels the need to look over their shoulder all the time. I have one too many skeletons in my closet. The way they do it is also what would surprise the hell out of somebody. It's like a restraining order wouldn't suffice, because the way they monitor is ridiculous. And I don't know, and I don't even want to find out how, but I just mentioned a few examples, okay? there are some people who can do these things. It's not cool. It's an invasion of privacy to another degree. Okay? Yeah. I mentioned a few things. I'm seeing all of them. This is also a hacker. What did I say about cloning phones? This person is sick. Okay? It's like, I don't know why they're so fixated on this one person, but the only thing that I can compare it to is a karmic soulmate. It's like every lifetime I find my way back in your life and I do this crap all over again. This card is on the edge of my chair. It didn't even fall on the ground. It's like it gets discarded, but this person's discarded, but they linger, right? What did I just say about they're going to come up, if not in this lifetime, the next? I will continue to pop up like an unwelcomed friend, and I'm getting chills because I was talking about ghosts. This is Casper the friendly ghost here. Not so friendly though. This person, I don't, that's the thing. When it comes to these things, I don't know as much of what people who exercise energy work can do. But this really feels like someone who has things do their bidding, or they themselves can do this popping up, monitoring type stuff. Like this person is high level. Okay, let's just put it like that, because it's so creepy how I'm saying certain things and then the illustration will tell me exactly what time it is. I personally, it's like, I feel like one of my fears is to deal with somebody who is this advanced to a point where if they aren't like high vibing or in godly, like righteous energy, if they're in the lower realms and they are this crafty, y'all, it's like, how could you escape somebody like that? Like that, I've seen like friends who had to deal with people like this. It's scary. It's petrifying. It's like, that's, I'm telling you, I will be a hermit if I have to be, to stay the heck away from these energies. But it's also like, it's, I feel, right, it grows a person's strength and spirit not to be subject to people like this. Because it's one thing if you're gifted, but you're on the right side of things. And it's another thing if you're gifted, but you're on the wrong side where you just abuse it. But this person got cut off now. This person got cut off. This person is the kind of individual who has all the audacity to reach out to like new boyfriends, new girlfriends of this victim of theirs, right? Because this is, at this point, this is just sick. It's like they have all the audacity, they have all the balls, because it's like, I will do that if it means I can sabotage the other end of the spectrum just to get my way and have this person fall back into my arms. I feel like this is long gone, and I'm going to ask it, I'm going to pull on it to see where this, the fixation of their obsession is. But I don't even want to give that away because God knows who watches this channel at this point, right? This is someone who is just going to continue to do this. They're going to continue to pop up. They're going to continue to want to insert their energy in things that have nothing to do with them anymore. And it's just really, it's the person in black. I keep seeing them in black. For some reason, this person loves to wear black, or they just do. I don't know. I don't know if y'all know it, but I'm just like, what am I even reading today? This person's a creep, yo. This person creeps me out, okay? They just creep me out. Oh my gosh. This is a creep. I'm creeped out. Rightfully so. Let's finish. Wow. Yeah, man. This person, whoever the object of their obsession is It's in the sun, yo. Look at this card spinning. I'm so curious to what card it is. This person has seen the light of day. This person is going to have better days. That's why this is someone who's in denial. It's like you're in denial if you think this person is going to resurrect this with you. Something is like this person is going to be, it's like they smell the air differently now. I don't know. It's like fresh air. Something about being detached from this person is much like breathing crisp, fresh air. Can you imagine? Oh, man. This person has to stop this. This person has to stop this. This is terrible. The divine is like what I'm getting is like this person's going to be doing their thing. And this third energy will always try to watch. That's so creepy. I'm just seeing it. It's like even in this card, right? You see this man looking at them. What? I couldn't do that to myself. Like, y'all, I can't name a single ex that I'm still, like, hung up over, wondering what they're doing. I can't. Don't do that to yourself, y'all. This reading is ridiculous. Yo. It's like, I'm embarrassed for them. I'm literally embarrassed for them. And like, there's a difference, right, guys? Because like, obviously, we're all human, right? Sometimes you're like, oh, I wonder what their new girlfriend or their new boyfriend looks like, right? It's the ego, right? There's a healthy way of that, but this is an energy that's doing it in a way where it's like, I'm telling you, years in. They could be 20 years broken up with this person. They're still going to be doing this crap. That's why it's like for those who are in a new relationship with a person who has this for an ex, oh my gosh. It's like you would really have to protect your energy and like ward this off, because this is like this obsession is just, for me, that's why I was so unsettled in the beginning, because I'm like, this is an energy that I don't even know if I want to read into, but this is someone's message, because it's like, but you know what I like about this too is that the pair that are going to be moving forward are this person who was a victim. Like, you could be the victim here, because I don't know who you are in this situation. You could be this creepo, you could be, you know, this person who dealt with this person, the creepo, or you could be a new prospect to someone who has this for an ex. And it's like, the sun is probably one of the most powerful energies in the deck. It's like, it illuminates everything. It's bliss, it's vitality restored. All of that, it's enlightenment. I'm not worried, because why? The sun is a major, it's powerful. The 5 of Wands, it's like, yeah, their energies are competing, but it doesn't stand a chance to the sun. Like, that's to me the silver lining in this freak show. Like, this reading is a freaking freak show. It's like, and I use stories as examples so you guys can understand the energy I'm reading. I'm not saying that this is a deceased person when I compare it to my personal story of me, you know, catching vibes, right? Because that's how I started learning to read energy, is by being a sponge to my environment, even as young as 17, 16, right? For example, right? But when I tell you this person is alive, this person's alive somewhere. And I'm it is like, even if they weren't, they would still do things like that. But yeah, the sun is way more powerful than a pesky 5 of Wands. Minors, it's like, I'm just seeing that's their problem. Because this man, he got a sword on his table. He got a mirror on his table. He has a chalice. He has all these things. But it's like, you curse yourself by being obsessed with a situation that's out of your control. They themselves that have cursed themselves is what this feels like. Even here, this lizard is watching them. Like, the cards keep insisting on it. keep insisting on showing me this is why I needed this deck. This is why none of my decks felt right. Because I'm not going to get that from, wow, I split the deck on this. Secret Crush came out. I'm not going to get it from, example, this deck. Like, I don't see hovering energies on the Justice card. I don't see hovering energies on this Emperor. Like, this is why I needed this deck. It took me a long time to find a deck that I felt was like a yes to what I'm about to read. I scavenged for a different deck than what I've been reading with for the last few months. This is a very specific reading. It's reassuring in a way where these two aren't bothered by anything around them because their union is in a very good place. The Sun is the most positive card in the deck. And essentially this third person who wants to remain relevant or linger or hover and stalk for years and years and years, it's their problem. It's like, why am I going to be worried about an ex peeping my business if it doesn't really affect me in my realm of happiness and bliss and doing things? As long as it doesn't threaten my bubble, do you, bud? It's like, okay, big whoop, right? I'm not gonna let that stress me out or take me out of my, you know, energy, because that's what they want, right? You can't give this person what they want. It's like they want you to be bothered. They want there to be trouble in your connection. They want all of this. But in all these cards, these two aren't giving two rats about this ex. This ex could be 5. I'm seeing the number 5. This person could have broken up with them 5 years ago. Okay, 3 years ago. I'm seeing all these numbers. They're like sticking out to me. 4 years ago, 10 for some of you, 10 years ago. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. This person has reached out to you. For some of you, their reading is here because they're going to reach out to you again. And I'm hearing with all the audacity, they're going to keep popping up. They're going to keep watching you. And it's like, I'm personally like, yes, it reminds me. Sometimes it's admiration too. This is not admiration. This is jealousy. I'll tell you that much. And it's possessiveness. But I've had it where someone I've dated back in 2015, their ex is to this day watching me in my stories on Instagram. And I didn't take it to heart. Like, I didn't take it personally. I was like, maybe she just likes what I do. I don't know. But when I saw her there just consistently watching me for a few months, I'm like, I don't even know where that guy is to this day. He wiped off of social media. I don't deal with him. I haven't seen him in years. But she will keep watching me. And I'm just like, at this point, I didn't feel any malice. Like, I can pick up on energy. I didn't feel any malice. And for some, it is genuine admiration. But for this one, no. I will tell you right now, this person's ex, and if this is your ex, I can understand why you feel uncomfortable a lot. But I will tell you here and now that your next relationship or whatever you are moving forward into, whether it be, who knows in what timeline, because each timeline is different, you won't be bothered by this because you'll be in total bliss. Like, this is, I like to look for the silver lining in it. If my reading ends with a 5 of Wands to the Sun, the 5 of Wands is deaded by the energy of the Sun. So the energy you will be in completely deads whatever this person is throwing at you, eavesdropping about on you. You won't care. It's like I'm in Disney World. It's like I'm in Disney World. I'm having fun. I'm going on the roller coaster rides. I'm meeting Mickey Mouse. I'm not going to care about, you know what I mean, what someone said on Facebook, for example, right? It's like you're going to be too in the moment. You're going to be too happy to bother about this here person. And that's what I'm here to tell you. So keep doing you. I'm sorry if you had to go through that. But it's looking good. So that's what I have for you. If this reading resonated, Lisa, I'm like, well, dang if it does, right? I'm just laughing. If this reading resonated, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, take care of yourselves. Bye.